Best thing on her. I don't know why you can put me down. Shit, I am the shit.
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion. The game is in trouble, I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle, I got it for real. Still keep me going, I wake up and hustle, you won't see me buckle, I've been in the field. Man of the town, you been in your fields, I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty, either that or your tragedy, we shutting everything down. I've been hot like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents, this mine. The moment is, run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some, the skill is bar one, y'all done, the game in the coffin. Referee screen recipes, and think twice if you next to me, it's West. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking and talk to me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies, I'm good with addition. I spit like a pastor, I give you the vision. Up early morning, enough for the sleeping. My life is a dream, but you wishing you lived it. Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific, that's deep if you get it. So Tempur-Pedic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these tickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while, got a ring and a crown, that's the bling with the blow. What the team is about, champions. You can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee screen, rest in peace, and think twice if you never see me, it's no doubt. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking and talk to me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right. This ain't no regular thing, I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean, this for my city, yeah, this for my team. If you talking and talk to me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you tuned in to the one and only Big Hank Sports Review. Yeah. Basketball, football, breaking it down for you. Yeah. Now vibe with me. Like, comment, subscribe, oh yeah. Kick back, enjoy the ride. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Big Hank Sports, like, comment, subscribe, say wow. Kick back, enjoy the ride. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Step on the court, feel the sneaker squeak. Hank call a play like a coach unique. Fast break vision, highlight reel. He breaking down the stats with that southern feel. On the field, end zone, crowd gon' roar. Touchdown energy, we want more. So if you want the game from a real point of view, better show love, like, comment, subscribe to. Like, comment, subscribe, say what. Big Hank, keep the game alive. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Big Hank Sports Review. NBA nights, NFL days. Hank break it down in so many ways. From the block to the pocket, the hustle, the grind. Every story hit different when Hank defines. Laughs in the flow, but the game stay tight. He shine the spotlight where it feel just right. Sports and the culture, it's more than a vibe. It's the truth and the groove. Come on, subscribe. Now don't wait, don't hesitate. Click that button, elevate. Join the tribe, be part of the crew. Sports review with Hank coming straight to you. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, keep the channel alive. Basketball, football, talking that truth. Sports review with Hank bringing the proof. Hank Sports Review.
Man, look, y'all hear that song? Y'all heard that song? This intro right there. My man Nightish hooked me up, man. For a reasonable price. It wasn't free. Maybe next time I'll get a free one. I don't know. But this wasn't free, but he did it for a reasonable price. So I got a couple songs. I got one for my Wednesdays. I got like a hip hop version, a rap version. But I like this smooth R&B style for my sports show. So that's why I keep playing it. I got an intro for Wednesday show, man. It's great. Shout out to Nightish for that. Shout out to Ty for that original intro. She even put my son in there. You know what I'm saying? Put in my son in his college uniform. So with that being said, glad y'all are here tonight. It's a beautiful Monday. We got a whole lot going on. I got a whole lot going on this week. I ain't gonna lie. My son's got 3 games this week. And I'm only gonna get to 10-2 of them. But that's just me as a father support my son. So tomorrow he has a game. It's a home game. So I get to go to the game. Let's see. Thursday he has a game. I won't get to go because it's like 2.5 hours away, and you know the game's about 2.5 hours. Then I got a 2.5 hour drive home. That's a whole lot on the old head like myself. But you know it happens. It happens. So he has a game on Friday. I will be at that game on Friday, and that game is at 5 o'clock. So I will be at that game. The one on Thursday, I will have a special show. I will be showing the game live on my channel. So I'm going to stream the game so you guys can have the opportunity to watch the game right along with me if you choose to. Definitely will greatly appreciate you guys being here, rooting my son on and his team. Right now, they're undefeated. They're 2-0. They end up winning their first game, which was on November the 24th, against the number 3 team in the NAIA. They end up winning at like 69-67. So they end up winning that game. He didn't get to play that game, and of course, I explained why. But he had his second game this past Friday, and they ended up winning that. I forgot what the final score was at. It ended up winning by like 15. He did, of course, he started and played and did what he had to do. He scored 10 points, 7 assists. So, you know, had a good outing, first game back, you know what I'm saying, for the season. So it was a good outing for him. Hit 5 out of 6 free throws, one for 3 from the 3-point line. He only had 2 turnovers that game. So when you got more assisted turnovers, that's a successful game, especially when you handle as a point guard, you handle the ball as much as they do. That's a successful game. 7 assists, 2 turnovers. Now, he would have had way more assists. He probably would have had 5 more assists. He probably would have had a double-double if guys would have had to hit their shots. But you're not going to hit every shot. That's part of the game. It happens. You got to accept it. You know what I'm saying? You just got to accept it. But it is what it is. But, you know, we're not going to be here just to talk just strictly about my son. We're going to talk about some other sports too as well, right? We got to talk about some other sports. And so y'all seen the icon, the thumbnail. College playoff polls coming out tomorrow. It's going to be released tomorrow. So we definitely got to talk about that, man. We definitely got to talk about that. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about the greatest team in NFL history and what happened in that Bears game. I'm talking about, you talk about a game. If you seen the over, I think the over was like 51 or 52. We blew that son of a gun. I think damn near one team blew that out. The Bears had 47. Cincinnati had 42. That was 59 points scored. I'm sorry, 89 points. I said 59. 89 points scored between the two teams. Over 1,000 yards of offense played yesterday. And then we got this hater right here. Y'all let Bengals get 42. Who cares? Who cares? Quentin, you're not gonna piss me off today. I'm on the high. We 5-3. We got a winning record. Y'all just got there. Remember that now, Quentin. Because y'all was 3-4. Come on, dog. Y'all was 3-4. Y'all got that win. And I need it for y'all to win. Because that's gonna help us. Please believe me, Quentin. I wasn't cheering against you, dog. I was rooting for you. We need all the help. Right now, we tied for second place. So we needed your help. Now, I wish Green Bay would have lost to Dallas when they played for that damn tie. But, it happens. You can't always get what you want. We'll be fine. Green Bay's got their number going to be called here shortly in about 3. I think we play them in 4 weeks. We play Minnesota before we play Green Bay. So we're going to have our third division game in the book before we play our first one against Green Bay. So our next opponent is the New York Giants. So that's at home. Matter of fact, 2 out of our next 3 games are at home, right? 2 out of our next 3 games are home. So we got the Giants, then we play Minnesota at Minnesota, then we got Pittsburgh. Those are our next 3 games. All winnable games. All winnable games. Looking forward to it. My thing is we just got to keep winning. That's what we got to do. The Birds just got to keep winning. Keep collecting wins, and we'll be fine. Then you got haters like, why? Don't talk too bad. We already beat your squad. We already beat the brakes off Dallas. I mean, they had to throw the mercy rule in effect. We beat Dallas so damn bad. I tell you that. He said Chubby Bears defense no better than them boys. Okay. I wouldn't know why you keep calling them boys, because they ain't them boys, they're them girls. They play like girly men. They wear stars on their helmet. We know what type of men those are. Why? Don't do that. With that being said, I'm glad y'all here, man. We're going to have this talk. It's, like I said, there's a whole lot going on. Let me also say congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers, a.k.a. Magic Johnson's Dodgers, huh? Now Magic can only get them Washington Commanders in order. Come on, Magic. You got to get them Commanders in order. For some reason, they not getting it. They not getting it just yet. So congratulations to the Los Angeles Dodgers for winning the World Series. It wasn't no easy out, I'll tell you that. And for those who don't know the history of Toronto was, I got to say it now, was undefeated in the World Series. So the 2 out of the 3 times they won the series. It wasn't to this time against the Dodgers, of course. They actually lost in the World Series. So great game went down to a game 7. But that's what you want. That's what you want in a playoff type atmosphere, a championship type game. You want to go on 7, man. You want to get the best out of 7, and let's see who wins. And so happens the defending champs, the Los Angeles Dodgers, won the game. So congratulations to them. Another thing is tonight we got NCAA basketball started. My alma mater played earlier today. They ended up winning over Omaha. Murray State Racers. Shout out to them. The home of John Morant. Yeah, that same John Morant just got suspended for 1 game by the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't know what's going on with John Morant. John Morant got a whole lot going on. John Morant ain't gonna never learn. He ain't gonna learn until they kick his ass out of the NBA. I don't know what it's gonna take. Quinn, you need to stop this. We might sweep the division. You ain't gonna sweep shit. Because let me tell you, you got to play the Bears in 2 weeks, and that ass whooping's coming. I know you believe in J.J. McCarthy thing. He walks on water. I know, I understand, but that's not the case. He's not that damn good. That's why they went with a broken up Carson Wentz for about 2 extra weeks, because J.J. McCarthy's not that good. He just got lucky. But as far as the what's going on right now, college basketball is kicking off tonight. You got the NFL game between the Arizona Cardinals and the weak-ass Cowboys. High's team, Cyrus team in the NFL. I'm just saying. They got a game tonight. You got NBA games playing tonight. We got to get ready for, like I said, the college playoff polls coming out. I'm sure they probably already got damn near everything they want. Just gonna release it tomorrow. Sometimes they're gonna have some people out there who gonna leak it. It always get leaks for somehow, some way. Watch their preseason show, and somehow they get them all right. At least the teams that made it in. Maybe not the order, but they at least get the teams that made it in. Because somebody leaked it. They can't hold water. So we'll see if that's the case. If not, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. But that's going to be released tomorrow. Like I said, I'll be at my son's basketball game, so I'll be out there cheering them on. They play against what's that? Miami Middle. I think they're called Miami Middleton. I think that's what it's called. Let me get the schedule. I'm sorry. Yeah, Miami Middletown, and that's a team in Middletown, Ohio. Let's see. When I drove up, it was probably about a couple hour drive. Man, that gym was so small. It looks like a damn high school gym. You know what I'm saying? It reminds you like a practice gym. That's what it reminds you of when you're using a high school. You had your big gym, but then you had the practice gym. Well, their main gym was in looked like a high school practice gym, and it was hard to find the location. It was hard to find. It was like, you put it in your Google map, and it's nowhere near where it says it is. So, I was getting kind of frustrated, but eventually I found it. So that was last season, and it seemed like, and the bad thing about it, they beat them so bad the game, man. I wanted to leave early, but of course I want to make sure I say bye to my son and wish him a safe trip home and stuff like that. So I didn't. I make sure we said, but the game was bad. Everybody got to play. They I think the ball boy got to play, got some run in. The trainer got some run in. Everybody got to play in that game. It was so bad. So, but it was one of those games they won. Hopefully they win again this year. We'll see. They got a good team, really good team. They seem like they got a lot of good chemistry. The thing about last season, they had a lot of young players / new players. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys who transferred in. A lot of guys who were first year playing or didn't really get a lot of playing time their freshman year. So they had a lot of those. They only had like 3 seniors last year. A couple upperclassmen, but the one other classman, he's no longer there. Ended up transferring to another school, which is cool. But you got guys who really probably should have had more opportunity, really getting opportunity to shine. So it's really showing this season. So I told my son he needs to be thankful that he's got all that opportunity last year, because last year, of course, he played in like 30-something games, but he was coming off the bench probably the first 3 or 4 games, and he was frustrated by it. Of course, you're a good player, you contribute, you want to play. Nobody wants to just just sit on the bench, just clap and cheer for your team all the time. You want the opportunity, and he was good enough to get the opportunity, but he just had to wait his time. And so what happened was the guy who they had started at point guard ended up getting hurt. And once that injury happened, that opened the door for my son. And so he kicked that door and never let it go. And so he's been starting ever since and been doing what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? He performed. He did what he had to do as a young player. Because like I said, he was a redshirt freshman that year. So it was the second year on the team, but he's redshirt, because his first year he ended up at the redshirt because he broke a bone in his foot. So he wasn't going to get to play, but like even when he came back, he probably would have only had 10 games. So when you redshirt, you're at least allowed to play up to 6 games. So the first game he actually played in, they count that. Unfortunately, he only played like 3 minutes in the game before he got hurt, but they count that as a game. So he had 5 more games. So I think he had 10 games left. And so, he kind of split it up between the home games and the road games. So the first game he looked like ass, and we talked about it. Said that. Of course, well, his mom said, "Oh, you played all right." No, you didn't, dog. And so he looked at me, said, "I ain't played good, Dad." I said, "Yeah, you played like shit." He said, "Yeah, Daddy, I know I played like shit." And he acknowledged it. He accepted that. He knew he didn't do good, but he also knew that it was his first game in over 20 games. He ain't been playing. He's pretty much trying to get into game shape, and so he had to do that. But that second game, oh yeah, that's a little hink I know right there. And when I watched him play in that second game, he was back. I said, "That's it. There you are." I could tell he's ready. He's playing the little hink ball that I know him to play. And so that's what he did. So he got that experience last year. I mean, his first year. But last year, it wasn't no stopper. You could see the growth mentally, physically, how he developed, and it really helped him. So now he's got this young boy that's a freshman this year that he's really trying to coach up. That's his backup. You know what I'm saying? And he put his arm around him and try to coach him. And you can see it during the games. He's coaching him up. He's talking to him when he's in the game. Or like the first game when he wasn't playing, He was over always in their boys' ear, talking to them, letting them know, hey, what you need to do, what to watch for, and stuff like that. But that's what you call a good teammate. Because there's always something you can do. Even if you're not playing in the game, there's always something you can do to help your team out. Whether you cheering, coaching, getting water, you know what I'm saying? Making sure that when a coach is sending a message to a player, he's yelling at him, you can kind of see the head kind of drop. You go over and lift the head up, say, hey, this is what he's saying. Don't let it. I know he's talking a little rough. He's getting to you. But this is what he's saying. Just follow the directions. This is what he expects. And so I see him doing all that the first game. Now, of course, the second game, he was doing it, but he was doing it from the court. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations to them. They won. We got another game tomorrow that I'm definitely looking forward to cheering on. Also, baby girl got a flag football game. So unfortunately, between the wife and I, we got to go to two kids games tomorrow. She be at the flag football game, and I will be at the basketball game. So that's part of life, right? That's part of life. But you know, it is what it is. But we got plenty of games. We definitely gonna make sure we go support each kid, and that's what we're supposed to do as parents. But as far as Big Ant 11, it's Lake and 5. I don't know what you're talking about, Big Ant 11. They may not make the playoffs. I'm saying it now. Big Ant 11, the Lakers may not make the play. Lamar might go out bad, baby. He said, oh, Tex could sneak into the playoffs. See, it's possible. It's very well possible. I mean, look, you can also mess around and get 3 teams from the, from the NFC North again. I don't think we're going to get all 4 because I don't think Minnesota's going. Quinn, I'm just being honest. I know I hurt your feelings. It is what it is. Tony Romo got hurt. MVP Dak kicked in the door and America's team. Well, I wouldn't want to equate my son to a Dak in the Tony Romo situation, but I understand what you mean. I do understand what you mean. But yeah, man, look, it's an exciting part of the season. You know, if you're a sports fan, you had baseball, you had hockey. You know what I'm saying? You had the football, college, and the NFL. You got college basketball, college football. Just like I said, just this past weekend, we had baseball all going at the same time, man. So that's the fun thing about sports, man. Whatever genre of sport you're in, this is there for you. Volleyball, if you like women's volleyball, they've got it going. Lacrosse, I've seen that going. Like I said, hockey, man, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But you know what I'm saying, the month of September and October, you getting all that. You getting all that, man. You getting all that sports. So that's what makes it so exciting. I'm glad to be a part of, to see it and participate and to be involved in it. But that's just what it is. But let's talk about this NFL before I get to the college game tonight. Let's talk about this NFL before we get to college game. But I just want to first say thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys are doing me a solid and you hitting that goddamn like button. Big Ant, this for you. Because I know you stingy with your likes. Especially when you make statements like this. If Alabama makes the playoff, I'm going to stop watching college football. I mean, why? Why would you, Big Ant, why would you do that? Why would you stop watching God's sport? Huh? I'm curious. Why would you do that? Are you not a fan of Alabama? I mean, let's keep it real. Alabama's 7-1. They 5-0 in the conference. They 7-1. Why would you do that? I don't know if I would say if Alabama gets the playoffs, I'm so. No, I wouldn't say that. That's maybe a little extreme now, Big Ant 11. I'm just saying. But this past week, I don't know if y'all ever heard me. But I always talk about like the weakest conference in football, especially in the NFL and all that. In my opinion, the Indianapolis Colts are in the easiest conference in the easiest conference in football. The AFC South is the easiest conference. Yeah, I mean, I know some of y'all want to fight against it, and I understand, but it is. And unfortunately, this past weekend, they got exposed. The best team in the AFC South, it was the Indianapolis Colts. It still is. You know, we can't say they're not still the best. They are. They, as far as record wise, they still the best. But they took an L to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So you got to acknowledge that. So starting on Thursday night, we had the return of Lamar Jackson to his home city in Miami. They played the Ravens played Miami 28-6. The 49ers end up beating the Giants 34-24. The Chargers, the Los Angeles Chargers, that's what used to be formerly known as the San Diego Chargers, but now they're the Los Angeles Chargers, end up beating the Titans 27-20. Minnesota got lucky to get past the Detroit Lions. Patriots beat the brakes off of. No, they really did, but you know they did beat the Atlanta Falcons 24-23. The Pittsburgh Steelers 27, Colts 20. The Broncos end up squeaking it out against Houston 18-15. Of course, we had the shootout with the greatest team in the NFL history, Chicago Bears, over the Cincinnati Bengals 47-42. The Carolina Panthers end up beating the Green Bay Packers at the last second field goal 16-13. The Los Angeles Rams demolished the New Orleans Saints 34-20. A failed 2-point conversions by the Las Vegas Raiders allowed the Jacksonville Jaguars to win that game. The Buffalo Bills beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Seahawks end up blowing out the Commanders. And unfortunately for the Commanders, they end up losing their quarterback, Jaden Daniels, for the remainder of the season with a dislocated elbow. We have the Cowboys playing the Arizona Cardinals tonight at 8:15. So, you know, you have that going on. But like I was saying earlier, the Indianapolis Colts, the AFC South is probably the worst division. Worst division. Hands down, no other competition. None. You got the Texans with a losing record. You got the Titans with a losing record. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars normally have a losing record, but right now they're winning because they're in the South. So they can beat these sorry teams out of the South. Now, somebody say, well, I don't know, Hank. What about the AFC North? This is true. The AFC North does have teams with 3 out of the 4 teams with losing record. This is true, but you got to kind of give grace, especially for the Ravens, because the Ravens are 3-5, but they was without Lamar for at least a few of those games. So that definitely makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? That definitely makes a difference for sure. But that's just my opinion. That's just, you know, my opinion. But, you know, some people may say, oh, you know, it is what it is. Now, some people say, well, hold on. What about the NFC East? And I can say this is true too. They do have 3 out of the 4. You got the Cowboys is 3-4. You got the Commanders 3-6, and you got the Giants 2-7. This is true. This is true. So, but they always say the best team may be the NFC West. Well, NFC West has Seattle 6-2, the Rams 6-2, and the 49ers 6-3, and the Cardinals 2-5. But with that being said, I have to go over to my division. Because in my division, you have the Green Bay Packers 5-2-1. They got that tie with the Cowboys. You got the Detroit Lions 5-3. You got the Bears 5-3, and you got the Minnesota Vikings 4-4. They don't have a losing record in the division. Everybody in the division has a winning record. So you can't say that they may not have the best team because Arizona's dragging down the West, right? What other division could say they have a winner? They have a winning record on every team. They don't. No other division has a team with a winning record. Now, they say, well, hold on. Minnesota's 4-4. How's that a winning record? That's a 500. So that means they don't have a losing record, but they don't have a winning record either. I would say we got better division in the NFC North. Just my opinion. That's all it is. Just my opinion. Dedicate to my children's future. Boy, now he coming over on a regular basis now. Boy, they beat us. Baltimore beat us in football. Boy, my boy's back. I know that's right. He said, I think Cam Ward may be something next year. I know that's right. I hear you. I don't know, man. I don't know. This season so far has been unpredictable overall, I think. I can agree with that. I definitely can agree with that. Now, let me say this. Shout out to my man dedicated to the future. He said, I'm going to dedicate a membership to one of you clowns. Well, I hope the membership went to Quentin because he needs some a membership behind the scenes from the basement. Maybe some of the new music I bought will uplift his spirit, or maybe some of the action figures and Funko Pop will uplift his spirit. I don't know. Maybe, just maybe. Just maybe. Shout out to Dedicated to My Children's Future for the membership, man. You didn't have to, you chose to. And I appreciate it, my brother. Thank you, sir. I'm going to say this. As far as our division, it's going to be a tough out. Right? It's really going to be a tough out. And any team that plays in against our division, you better come strapped up. You better come strapped up, ready to play, because we ain't gonna be an easy out. I don't care who it is. Because I'm telling you, we're gonna bring the Rodells, whether you like it or not. The other game, we played a tough game. It was a tough Cincinnati. And Joe Flacco, look, as much as we harp on old man Joe still got Joe ways. Joe know how to toss that ball. He knows how to get the ball to receivers. He's definitely a big upgrade to what they had between, Joe Burrows, then the backup, whoever that guy is, I forgot his name, to now to Joe Flacco. At least their offense is keeping them in the game. Because with that guy before, we would have scored 47, that would have been over. They would have never got no 42 points on us if they had went with the other quarterback they had before they got Joe Flacco. I'm just saying. That's what it would have been. So you got to accept that it as it is. So them bringing Joe Flacco was a definitely chance to at least keep them in a playoff running. You know what I'm saying? It definitely will. Or, And the thing about it, they still got a chance to win the division. I mean, it's not like the Pittsburgh Steelers running away with it. I mean, if Baltimore has a 51% chance, that's what I've seen on the stat line, 51% chance that they can win the division, why doesn't Cincinnati have that same opportunity? Now, I wouldn't say 51, but they definitely in the 40s. So if you're in the 40s, why don't you have a chance? It ain't gonna be nobody running away with that division. That's not gonna be the case. That's not gonna be the case at all, especially when they got to play each other. So when I'm looking at Pittsburgh's schedule, especially the next few games, they have the Chargers, they have the Bengals, then they have the Bears. Right? I mean, those are not gonna be some easy outs, especially with that with Joe Flacco at Cincinnati. That's not going to be an easy out. And when you play in your division, it's always going to be tough. So you got that. Then you got Buffalo. Then you got Baltimore. Of course, they got the Dolphins. They got the Lions and Cleveland. Even Cleveland's a hard out for Pittsburgh. Then you got the Ravens again. So that last the last 9 games, it's going to be tough with Pittsburgh. So let's say they're gonna run away with it. Nah, I don't think so. So let's look at Cincinnati's schedule. So Cincinnati has, of course, they have Pittsburgh, they have the Patriots, they have the Ravens, they have the Bills, they have the Ravens again, they have Buffalo, they have Arizona Cardinals, then they got the Browns. Those are winnable games. Those are some winnable games. So, I mean, we'll see how that goes, right? We'll definitely go make sure we see how that goes. I'm just saying, Pittsburgh's not going to run away with this. So, with that being said, I mean, they do definitely got a chance. We'll just have to see how it all pans out for them, right? Dedicated said, Cleveland has a tough as nail defense. People, they just refuse to try Shador. Well, I think Shador's time's coming up. I think, they probably give your boy Dylan Gabriel probably one more game, maybe two. And then I think they're going to turn the page on that situation. At least to me, that makes sense to do that. Yeah, I just think to me that makes sense. Maybe give, like I said, one or two more games, and then we just need to go look at a different direction and decide, hey, Dylan, I appreciate the time you spent, the dedication, but I want to see what Shador has. So we need to know if we need to go and draft us a quarterback in this up and coming draft, or do we need to go in a different direction? I don't know, but that's going to have to happen. You got to see what you got before, before you can go and make a decision on the quarterback. Are we going to try to pick one up in free agency? We still, unfortunately, got Deshaun Watson under contract, guaranteed money. Is he going to be our guy? Or are we going to take a second, maybe a third look at him? I don't know. We'll definitely have to see that too. So, you got to weigh all your options. You definitely got to make sure you weigh all your options. But with that being said, let's get ready to get to this college football, man. So tomorrow, college football is releasing their college football playoff poll. So if you didn't get to see the games this past weekend, here are some of the results. You have Memphis, and these are all the top 25 teams, of course, results. You had Memphis over Rice 38-14. You had Vanderbilt losing to Texas. Look, Archie Manning, the 25th. I don't know what he is, but it was a big win over Vanderbilt. So shout out to Texas. Ohio State beat the brakes off Penn State. Miami's on the downslide. They end up losing to SMU 20-26. Louisville won 28-16 over Virginia Tech. Georgia beat Florida 24-20. Notre Dame beat Boston College 25-10. Texas Tech ended up beating Kansas State 43-20. Indiana still rolling, guys. They still sit at number 2 over Maryland 55-10. Virginia Tech beat Cal 31-21. Ole Miss beat South Carolina 30-14. Michigan ended up beating Purdue 21-16. Georgia Tech ended up going down to NC State with their first loss of the season, 48-36. USC wins over Nebraska 21-17. Oklahoma upsets over Tennessee 33-27. Cincinnati ended up getting blown out by Utah 45-14. So that's your top 25 college wrap up. So that's the results in. And so now we're going to have of course, a new poll that is going to make some changes. It's going to, of course, affect the college playoff. So with that being said, I'm just going to run down the top 10 or the top 12. Let's just run down the top 12 because that's what they're going to have in the college poll. So sitting at number 1, Ohio State. Number 2, Indiana. Number 3, Texas A&M. Alabama comes in at 4. Georgia at 5. Oregon at 6. Ole Miss at 7. BYU at 8. Texas Tech at number 9. Notre Dame at number 10, Oklahoma at 11, and coming at last but certainly not least, Virginia at number 12. So, guys, more than likely, our playoff projection will have one of these 12 teams in there. Now, that just goes for Tuesday. Come Saturday, all this stuff could be all mixed up and shook around because we got upsets. We got upsets, baby. And upsets are always happening in college football for sure. More so than in the NFL. College football always has an upset. At least once a week, they have an upset. So definitely make sure you pay attention to the college football poll. It's going to be released tomorrow. But as of right now, I don't know. I can't sit there and tell you who I favor to win the title. I can't. Do I think Ohio State can run it back? No, I really don't think so. I heard some commentators say, "Oh, Ohio State is overrated." Now, I wouldn't say they're overrated. I just don't think they're going to run it back. Man, they may not win the Big 12, the Big 10. You got a team like Indiana playing good. Oregon's still going to be up there. You know, they're going to compete for that Big 10 title. You never know, man. I mean, you can have somebody down there in there. Michigan's, look, we watched Michigan beat Ohio State last game of the season. So we know how they could possibly go. I don't know, man. You still got Georgia lingering. You got Alabama, of course, lingering. Look, Texas A&M, man, they've been looking good, man. I'm surprised by them. Ole Miss is going to be a contender. Look, let me tell you two teams I have no faith in. BYU and Notre Dame. Now, none against Notre Dame, because Notre Dame did get to play for the title last season. I just don't take them serious, man. And I don't know if I want to say because of the schedule. You know, they still up under the umbrella of independent. You know, so they could pretty much create their own schedule, play who they want to. Now, of course, with this college playoff bowl, they kind of forcing them to play a little bit more tougher schedule. And what they also agree with ACC, that they play a certain amount of ACC teams for being an ACC, and not even for football, just for other sports. So Notre Dame's coming in there using ACC's umbrella and can come in there and win a ACC title in basketball, women's basketball, men's basketball, any other sports, baseball, lacrosse, and all these other things. But football, we ain't got a shirt dime. We independent, and we ain't got to give you a dime of our money and our winnings. That's crazy work, but that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, ACC made that agreement. If I was them, we had to renegotiate. You think Notre Dame gonna do it? Hell no, I know I wouldn't. I look at you like you got 3 or 4 heads. I ain't negotiating shit. Kiss my grits. Get out of my face. I like the deal I got going on. Ain't nothing we're gonna do about it because we agreed to what we agreed with. And I don't know how long it might be running to 20 or 35, something like that. They got another 10 years to put up with that bullcrap schedule. It's just what it is. That's just what they agreed to. But we'll see. We will definitely see. But right now, I don't know. I don't know who I would sit there and say, oh, I like them. I favor them to win. I can't say that, man. You got a lot of good teams up there right now. And shout out to what's that? Earth, Wind, and Fire, Natural Element. Ball of confusion. That's what it's like right now. That's what it's like right now. So, I don't know. I don't know whoever you expect him. Wish him nothing but the best. We will see. Unfortunately, my team ended up winning this week. We ended up beating Alabama, not Alabama, but Auburn, the Kentucky Wildcats. I want Mark Ricks to get fired. I mean, not Mark Ricks. Goddamn. I want Bob Stoops. Damn, what is his name? Mark Stoops. God bless. I can't think of my own coach's name. I want him out. I want him out right now. I'm sick of him. I don't want him to be my coach right now. I want him gone. How about one of this? One of y'all college team, come get his ass. We signed him to a bad deal. I don't agree with what we did. We made that mistake. Now I'm ready to get rid of him. I'm ready to get rid of him. I want to bring James Franklin in. The old Penn State coach. I want James Franklin to be my new head coach in Kentucky because I'm sick of Mark Stoops. I'm sick of his ass. He got to go. But unfortunately, he win. And the thing about it, he's got a lot of winnable games. He's got Florida still. He's got Vanderbilt still. We got Texas Tech, and we got Louisville. That's our next 4 games, guys. He can mess around, win them next 3 out of the 4, and go to a damn bowl game. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to keep his sorry ass. Y'all just allow me to live my misery right now because I know that's probably what's going to end up happening. Somehow, some way, he going to win 3 out of these next 4, and we're going to end up keeping him. And now we got to suffer with his sorry ass for another season, which we shouldn't. But that's more than likely what's going to happen. So, guys, with that being said, let me show y'all the thumbnail because the next few shows that I'm going to be doing on these next couple of days. So, on Wednesday, I will be doing a show. I will be talking a little bit about the government shutdown, how it affects my state and a few other states. So I definitely will be talking about that on next Wednesday. Also, I will be on Thursday streaming my son's basketball game so you guys can share with me and watch the game with me together. Now, if you hear a lot of more cussing and unnecessary yelling on the stream, that's because it's my fault and I got to accept and be accountable. That's me getting emotional, trying to figure out what the hell we doing. But that's just me as a parent who's rooting and cheering on him and his son's team. And that's what I'll be doing on Thursday. You will get to be exposed to this unhingedness I will be displaying. I don't care. Don't judge me. I'm just saying, don't judge me. So I will be doing that on Thursday. Looking forward to it. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? But do me a favor before I go off and end this show. You goddamn right. I need for you guys to push the button. Make sure every last one, big and last, especially you. And whoever was dropping this in here, man. Come on, man. Make sure you hit the like button. At least you could do that. Keep dropping this bull crap in my damn channel. At least hit the damn like button, dog. God bless. Sick of this. Speaking of that, let's do that. Hit the like button. I don't care if I did time me out or banned you, whatever I did. Hit the button, man. Hit that goddamn like. And I need every last one of you hit the like button. If you watch it on the replay, do me a favor. If you live with me, and you'll know you're live with me, you're watching right now, you're being a cloud watcher, make sure I don't care where you are, what you're doing right now, hit the damn button. You ain't got to stay long, but if you come in here, hit that like button, man. You goddamn right. With that being said, I appreciate every last one of you beautiful people. And with that being said, I will catch you on the next one. Right on.